Ismail El-Fat. He's from the host nation USA. Also USA assistant referees in Corey Parker and Kyle Atkins. There's a Costa Rican as the fourth official, Juan Calderon, and VAR. It's Tatiana Guzman of Mexico. Pedri, by the way, for Spain, is the only player on a yellow card, so were he to pick up one today, he would miss the round of 32 on the proviso that Spain got there, which they pretty much are there. Spain are in white today, and it's the dark strip for Uruguay. It's a kind of somewhere between very navy blue and black with some blue trimmings. And we're now just approaching kick-off. They have marked their respects on the pitch just before you joined us for the tragedies currently unfolding in Venezuela with the earthquake there. So many casualties, and this competition is certainly marking the occasion with a somber moment of reflection before kick-off. Well, the two teams are just about ready to get going. It's a beautiful stadium here and a glorious evening as well. It's 6 o'clock in the evening in Guadalajara, Mexico, where Uruguay will feel like this is almost a home game, heading towards their homage in South America. But the Spanish have got good support here as well today. It feels like home from home, Mexico, as Uruguay take on Spain. We are just about ready to get going. It's the dark blue of Uruguay. It's the all-white of Spain. Two teams expected to qualify from this group. But Spain stumbled across Cape Verde in the opening game. Now all eyes are on Lamine Yamal, who they've rushed back from injury in the hope of getting something from this game and qualifying. Every team's entitled to its blip. Spain got theirs out the way nice and early. Well, Spain get this game underway, kicking from left to right. Picking it up in the midfield is Rodri. It's gone all the way back here to Alcabasi. And now it's back with goalkeeper Unai Simon. Simon getting the nod for the Spanish, the Athletic Club Bilbao goalkeeper. Very experienced goalkeeper too, 61st cap today. So Uruguay on the front foot trying to push Spain back, but Rodri just picks things up in midfield. Cucurella down the line. Wasn't a particularly good ball. It was a big ask of Baena. Couldn't control it. Gone out for a throw to Uruguay. Well, the enigmatic Marcelo Bielsa is their coach, of course. He needs no introduction, the former Leeds United man. As Spain try and get through here with Yamal. He rides one challenge, gets it out wide. It's a cross that comes in from Oyarbazal and takes the deflection off of Caceres. Wrong foot's the goalkeeper, Muslera. And they were a bit fortunate. They went behind for a corner there, Uruguay. And there's about, well, I'm not sure it was a convincing cross, to be honest, by him. Hit the defender and it wrong foot the goalkeeper and went a yard or so wide for a corner. First corner of the game going to Spain. Yamal has come across. He's not going to take it. That's going to be Moreno in towards the far post. And the tall goalkeeper, Muslera, just sticks his hands up in the air and claims it with ease. Long kick forward from Muslera. So comes back to him almost again here. He plays his football in Argentina for Estudiantes. It could be Argentina in the next round for Uruguay. Well, that would be some match as well. We talked about at the top of the broadcast this being potentially Spain against Argentina round of 32. Weren't expecting the big guns to come together quite so early in this competition. That would be quite some match, that would, wouldn't it? Argentina against Spain. But Argentina against Uruguay has a pretty tasty flavouring to it as well, doesn't it? Spain have had a lot of the ball in the early stages of this game. Here is Pedri. Losing it is Rodri. He's been outnumbered, but it's been picked up again by Mikel Oyarzabal. It's bent out wide by Pedri to Lamine Yamal. Slows down to a stop. Being watched very carefully by Sanabria. Sanabria holds him up well. Still got the ball as Lamine Yamal goes all the way back to Llorente. Ball into the box straight behind from Pedri for a goal kick. 3 minutes gone. Uruguay 0, Spain 0. If you're just joining us, a very warm welcome to our off-tube studio-based commentary from Group H. Spain against Uruguay. And this is in Mexico, in the Guadalajara Stadium. Be sure to watch this match in Group H through your local, regional or national television broadcaster. Darwin Núñez, rather, with a first header. First real touch of the ball from him. He's leading the line today for Uruguay, who currently have their goalkeeper on the ball at the moment, Nando Muslera. Bright orange outfit. Slices it up towards the halfway line, straight down the middle. That's a foul. Just left Darwin Núñez looking up at the referee from a sitting position inside the centre circle. The foul was by Aymeric Laporte, former Liverpool man, brought down by the former Manchester City player. He's back on his feet again, is Núñez, and Uruguay have a free kick just a few feet inside the Spanish half. Defeat for Spain tonight probably won't prevent them from going out. And they're on the defensive at the moment. Uruguay playing a long ball forward. It was a little bit too long from Mateus Oliveira. Was it Mateus Oliveira? In fact, it was Manu Ugarte. Cucurella gets it back again by Baena. Easy touch from Laporte, back into his goalkeeper Simon. Across to the other side, Kabasi has to juggle his body and his feet into position. It's up in the air from Llorente, and Uruguay pressing and winning it back and winning a free kick. That's a foul. Down goes Rodrigo Bentancur. A foul by Moreno. Two players that have both played their football in North London, of course. Mikel Moreno and Rodrigo Bentancur, both number 6 for their respective countries today. Moreno, of course, Arsenal. Bentancur once of Tottenham. Only chance to get the ball into the box here for Uruguay. Very good position, this. Too far out for a shot. Valverde standing over it. Whips it in. That's a really good delivery as well. It's headed up in the air. Could have gone anywhere. Nearly did go anywhere. The goalkeeper's come to try and claim it. Unai Simon, and he's missed it completely. Well, the header up in the air from Aymeric Laporte had Spain all over the place there. It's gone out for a throw-in on this near side, but they were a bit wobbly and nervous there at the back. Spain managed to get it clear again. Guillermo Varela will take this throw-in just up towards the halfway line for Uruguay. Up towards Núñez, who flicks it on. This is a charge from the midfield by Bentancur, but it goes safely through to goalkeeper Unai Simon. If you're just joining us, 0-0. Uruguay in all dark blue, Spain in all white. Why they couldn't have both worn their usual kits, light blue against red and dark blue, I don't quite know. But there you go. They do like it to be dark against light, presumably for the benefit of the half a dozen or so people that are watching this game in black and white, I presume, around the world. But here come Spain up to the halfway line with Pedri. Always got time and space, and very, very capable player is Pedri, of course, of Barcelona. Long ball out towards another Barcelona player, Lamine Yamal, does he win a corner? Yes, he does. That came off of the defender Mateus Oliveira, and so a first or second corner of the game for the Spaniards. Just having another look at that attempted catch there by Unai Simon. Just slipped through his fingers. He collided with the Uruguayan player. You could argue he ran into the Uruguayan player, and it could have potentially been a penalty, but nothing was reviewed by VAR. The 18-year-old Yamal in towards the near post. It came off a Spanish player last, did it? No, it came off a Uruguayan defender. Yazabal was making the run in towards the near post. It certainly looked to have come off his midriff last, but referee says it came off Mateus Oliveira. For a second time, he concedes a corner. 8 minutes gone, Uruguay 0, Spain 0. The evening sunshine has descended just to the crowd on the far side as the ball is headed away comfortably by Valverde. Maybe the chance of a breakaway here for Nunez, but it's gone all the way back and it's poked back to the goalkeeper by Llorente. Spain in possession on the edge of their own penalty area, held by Cape Verde. Brushed aside Saudi Arabia 4-0 in the last match. Had that one done up by half-time. They could even take off Yazabal and Yamal for a good rest at half-time. They really need to start hitting their stride, which they haven't done yet. This is their first real test in the competition. They want to come out on top in Group H, because second place will face Argentina, of course. We've mentioned that several times. We will continue to mention it. Laporte with a long ball forward, straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, Nando Muslera, who places the ball on the ground, takes a step back, rolls it sideways. Oliveira carefully forward to Ugarte. Ugarte back to Oliveira again, putting him under a little bit of pressure, and Lazapau is chasing him down. Long ball forward. Nunez goes down, looks at the referee again. This time no foul by Aymeric Laporte. Back into the midfield again, and Pedri has a look up, rolls it out wide. Played down the line by Marcos Llorente. Llorente again, coming inside, giving it to the experienced Aymeric Laporte, from Manchester City man, now at Bilbao. This is his 49th appearance for Spain. Should complete the half-century in the round of 32. I think Spain will be there in one guise or another. Here's Cucurella, who looks like he is heading back to his homeland. Away from Chelsea to Real Madrid in the summer. Long ball forward. It's a good ball as well from Pedri. He's got good range. Yamal brings it down, trying to take on the defender. He wasn't going to be beaten easily there, Juan Sanabria, and he stood up very well. He's gone out for a throw into Spain over on the far side. Still Uruguay 0, Spain 0, and we've played 10.5 minutes. Crossfield ball. That's quite something for Pedri. So this free kick in the slither of sunshine on the far side of the pitch has been taken by Oliveira. He gets it back, goes back to his goalkeeper. Sliced up in the air, not too much distance, but plenty of height from the goalkeeper Muslera. And now a chance for Uruguay to get the ball away. Sanabria, it's a long ball forward, and here's Nunez into the penalty area, but the flag was up against the former Liverpool man who now plays his football in Saudi for Al Hilal. Darwin Nunez was clearly beyond the last defender when the ball was played through to him. Has to watch that line. Here comes Spain. Llorente, Kubasi across the back line to Laporte. He's got Cucurella out on this near side, but he chooses not to go to Cucurella and instead dribbles past another one, gets it out wide to Baena. Baena's given it away cheaply, and Uruguay can safely bring it up towards the halfway line. A little dribble inside there by Carnabayo. Carnabayo felt he was fouled, and referee concurred. He was surrounded by 3 white-shirted Spaniards. Tumbling to the ground. Sebastian Caceres. Shiraz gets the ball back to his goalkeeper. It's a long punt forward. Rajagati gets the flick on. This is into the feet of Araujo. Araujo deflecting off of the challenge of Moreno, and it's into the penalty area, and that was a dangerous ball. They're appealing for offside. 3 or 4 of the Spanish players, and the ball is eventually stopped and held up by the referee through the whistle. I think an offside was given, but there was a nervous moment. Pedri, by the way, is down injured at the moment for Spain. It was a nervous moment as the ball went into the penalty area there. There was a foul by Bentancur on Pedri. And yeah, it's a little on the nervous side there, did the Spanish defence, but they got themselves a free kick. Uruguay 0, España 0, 13 minutes gone in this match in Group H. Cape Verde, of course, playing South Africa, Saudi Arabia at the moment, and we'll keep a close eye on that one. It could have implications on this one, depending on the scoreline, as to who would finish second in the group. Still 0-0 in both games. In the earlier games, France 4-1 winners, Senegal 5-0 winners against the eliminated Iraq. So France go through along with Norway and Senegal. With that result, will be one of the best third-place sides and will be playing in the round of 32 for sure. Uruguay 0, España 0 here in the heat of Guadalajara. Evening kick-off, but it doesn't detract from the fact that it is very hot out there. And these are two nations that are used to playing in the heat. Here comes Spain. Played out wide by Oyarzabal. Target man who gives them that option, Cucurella. Aymeric Laporte to Kubasi. Kubasi bringing the ball out slowly. The Sociedad defender. Sociedad having a fantastic season last season. Kubasi, of course, plays for Barcelona. It's Oyarzabal from Sociedad. He was pivotal to their hopes, and Spain win a corner. The ball was played in towards Oyarzabal and hoisted behind for the corner by Oliveira again. He keeps giving away these corners, Oliveira. Yamin Yamal to take the corner. A rising star, the 18-year-old. Well, he's been in amongst the goals. Messi's amongst the goals. Ronaldo's amongst the goals. Haaland, Kane, you name it. All the big goals are in there. And he's put his cards on the table. Ball is bent in. It's headed up in the air by Kubasi. Now Cucurella is wrestling with Darwin Núñez. And it's Uruguay that come forward with a long ball driven forward by Bentancur. It was eventually won back by Kubasi on his journey back into the back line, back into the midfield again, and Pedri. Spain trying to build up a head of steam. Pedri to the far side, and Llorente. Marcos Llorente, Atletico Madrid. Pedri again, on the way back. Kubasi into the midfield. This is Pedri driving forward, getting the ball out wide to Yamal. Yamal comes inside, tries to get the shot away. It might yet come out for Oyarzabal. His first touch was one of instinct, and he couldn't get there quick enough. Come off his shin, and Uruguay able to clear their lines through Caceres. Spain starting over again here with Laporte inside his own half. Uruguay 0, Spain 0. Almost 17 minutes on the clock. Remember, be sure to watch this Group H match through your local, regional or national television broadcaster. You're listening to studio-based off-tube commentary from Group H. Spain 0, Uruguay 0. This game being played in Mexico in the Guadalajara Stadium. Here comes Spain. Rodri plays it forward to Pedri. Rodri. Now Kubasi rolls it wide. Yamal. He's not yet got any change out of Sanabria. Here is Yamal. He's going in the opposite direction. And Azabal's down on the floor. Spain have had 59% possession to Uruguay's 35, and there's that 6% that's in contest, as they call it. So they're very much on top at the moment, Spain, but still 0-0. 18 gone. Laporte. Wide again. By Cucurella this time. This is Baena. Pedri finding Kubasi. Driving forward from the back, Kubasi gets it wide to Yamal. Still can't find a way past one Sanabria, who stood up really well to him so far. Every time Yamal gets the ball, he gets watertight. Watertight. And he's not letting the youngster get anywhere. But here comes Spain into the box. Yazabal is quickly greeted by the clearance by Sebastian Caceres. No nonsense defending there by Caceres. Cucurella is going to take this throw in. Level with the edge of the penalty area on the left-hand side on this near side of the pitch. Cucurella taking his time. Chucks it down the line to Pedri. Pedri knocks it against the defender. Who did it come off of last? Well, the debate is whether it's a corner or a goal kick. Certainly looked as if it may well have come off of Oliveira last, and indeed it has been a corner that's been rewarded. Alex Baena is across to take it. So the big guns forward for Spain, looking to cement an early advantage in this game. The referee is currently speaking to one of the Uruguay players, that player being Gus Carnaballo. Plays his football in Brazil for Fluminense. Great ball into the box. The goalkeeper Kane missed it, and it was a floppy header in the end by Kubasi, and it's cleared away by Uruguay. And Kubasi had a chance there, you know, Pau Kubasi. Doesn't score too many goals for his country. When I say he doesn't score too many goals for his country, it's his 15th cap tonight, and he hasn't scored any goals so far. Thought that might have been his opener. Good ball by Kubasi into the midfield. Moreno turns, can't seep a ball through to Yamal, but Yamal now picking up the ball, beating one, pulling it straight back to Manu Ugarte, who deals with it, cleared away by Oliveira, and then one over on the far side by Maxi Araujo. Uruguay 0, Spain 0. 30 seconds beyond the 20-minute marker, and a long ball forward which Cucurella shovels after. He's then brought down to the ground. Another bully boy tactic fashioned by Carnaballo, who runs straight into him, knocked him to the ground and then trampled all over him. He was trying to make his mark there, was Gus Carnaballo. Fluminense player, as I mentioned earlier, Fluminense playing football in Rio de Janeiro. It's midsummer break in Mexico, it's midsummer break in Brazil as well. Fluminense currently third in the table, some way off their neighbours, Flamengo and Palmeiras. It looks like a two-horse race in that title race. Here, it's certainly a two-horse race in this group title race. A win for Uruguay would mean that Spain would play Argentina in the next round. Otherwise, it will be Uruguay almost certainly. That may not be the case, though. Depends on the result in the other game. Cape Verde against Saudi Arabia is the other game in the group tonight. And it's still 0-0. Slightly behind, actually, in that game, but it's still 0-0. Spain trying to probe on the far side. It's back to Kubasi from Llorente across the back line. This is Laporte, always very comfortable with the ball at his feet. Played into Pedri, lovely little flick. It's won though by Varela. Now the chance to clear for Carnabayo, bulldozing his way forward. He's a winger, he's quick, he's strong as well. Very competitive player. Kobasi for Spain. 0-0 in both games in this group. Chance for Spain to wrap up the top spot in the group with a victory today. They're trying to make way into the penalty area. Moreno was in there as well, down to grab the ball. On the edge of the 6-yard line was the goalkeeper Nando Muslera. That all came from the ball in from Llorente. And it kind of had the Uruguayan defence at 6s and 7s a bit there. The first hydration break of the game has arrived. Our favourite part of the day. As Uruguay 0, Spain 0 remains the scoreline. Luis De La Fonte and Marcelo Bielsa with an opportunity to speak to their troops for a couple of minutes in the confines of a fine stadium here in Guadalajara, where the World Cup is being co-hosted between Mexico, USA and Canada. The competition is fast approaching the knockout stages. Well, there's not too much to talk about really in the opening stages of this game. When it comes to chances, the first couple of minutes there was a half chance by the Spanish striker Mikel Oyarzabal. Just watching it now actually, tried to cut it across the 6-yard box and it ended up hitting the defender and just wrong-footed the goalkeeper and left a big gap between goalkeeper and near post. Luckily for Uruguay, it dropped a few inches wide of the post. That's about as close as we've come to anything resembling a chance. It's been a chanceless match so far. And as things stand, both these sides will go through in the top 2 positions. Cape Verde 0, Saudi Arabia 0 remains the scoreline in the other game in this group. I mean, Cape Verde would potentially go through with 3 draws out of 3, but there are still a cluster of teams that are yet to play. And so they could be dragged further down. So Cape Verde needing to win that one, but if they win that one, it put them on 5 points. And it would mean that the losers of this one would be down to 3rd. And if it stays like this, it will be Uruguay on just 3 points, and that will probably not be enough. So Uruguay know that even a draw here today, they could be out of the competition completely. They won't know for sure today. The game is restarted with a drop ball to the Uruguayan goalkeeper Nando Muslera. Long kick by him up towards the edge of the Spanish penalty area, headed away by Aymeric Laporte. There's Laporte again, needs to be quick. He's being goaded by Darwin Nunez. Takes it back from his goalkeeper, does Laporte. Good play by Seaman, good close control with the feet there by the goalkeeper. Cucurella clearing it against Carnabayo. That's an interesting battle between Carnabayo and Cucurella on this near side. Carnabayo, Fluminense, Cucurella soon off Real Madrid. There's a ball into the penalty area. It's flicked on by Darwin Nunez, but there was no one behind him. That was a decent ball in by Carnabayo. Slimao is closed down. Rolled down the line by Mateus Oliveira. Oliveira again gets it out wide to Arojo. Arojo holds it up, but Lamine Yamal takes it off of him, gliding over the halfway line outside of the left foot, plays a long ball forward out towards this near side. Alex Baena trying to get past the defender. Gets the cross in. It wasn't a particularly good one, to be honest, and trickles and bobbles straight through to goalkeeper Nando Muslera. Well, Darwin Núñez with the flick there, he would have been better off holding the ball up at the near post and waiting for passengers. Instead, he tried to be clever, and his clever flick wasn't quite as clever as was hoped. Arojo back, fly out Sanabria to Oliveira, and now out to this near side in Caceres. Caceres has Guillermo Varela on the near side, but he's decided to go back inside to Oliveira. Ugarte, the holding midfield man, just giving that insurance to the rear guard of Uruguay. It's a match that hasn't really attracted any massive chances, when here come Uruguay. That's a good win by Darwin Núñez. Núñez into the penalty area, right hand side, tries to whip one in. It's too close to the goalkeeper. It bounced awkwardly in front of the goalkeeper. Unai Simon done very well. Got down, made the save. Núñez, if you're going to cut it back, you've got to keep it away from the goalkeeper a little bit more. As he wins it off of Cucurella, he does ever so well, finds himself in acres, cuts in towards the penalty area, and then he just whips it in. But I can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to find the run of Valverde. But really, it's too close to the goalkeeper. He's got to put a bit more spin on that, a bit more weight maybe, and also a little bit more bend. All of that comes at a price, doesn't it? And Núñez not quite able to deliver the perfect ball. Pedri for Spain, just over the halfway line. Dribbles past Bentancur. Finds Cucurella with those long locks on the near side. Cut back inside by Laporte. Kubasi, Laporte. Simon. Sweltering night in Guadalajara. 0-0. We've almost played half an hour, and we haven't had any desirable action drained out of either goalkeeper so far. It's been a game of no real big chances at all. No real chances at all. Pedri got the last touch on that, so it's going to be a throw-in to the Uruguayans on this near side. They're in their change kit today of all dark blue with a few lighter blue splatters around the front of the shirt. It's all white for Spain with the red and yellow trim. Here we come with Carnabayo down the right-hand side. It's a good overlap. Bentancur gets the cross in, trying to prise away in between the two central defenders was Maxi Araujo. In the end, it escaped everyone. He looks up to the skies, Araujo. Spain might just have got away with one there. Really good play to get a good cross in. Rodrigo Bentancur almost finding Araujo. Well, we're a third of the way through, and we're still waiting for a first big chance of the game. A couple of decent looking balls in, well, certainly dangerous looking balls in from the right-hand side in the last couple of minutes. That one was certainly the better of the two from Bentancur, certainly better than the one by Núñez a couple of minutes earlier. But here comes Spain. Back heel by Moreno. No one there to support. And this is good play by Uruguay to bring the ball up towards the halfway line and beyond. Now Gus Carnabayo. Carnabayo cuts inside. He gets tripped up by Alex Baena. And referee steps in and gives a free kick to Uruguay. One of those challenges that doesn't receive a yellow card, but once he does show a yellow card, the referee, that sets his threshold. That probably is a yellow card in the second half of this game. Bielsa's of the opinion that it should be a yellow card, but he sat back down in his icebox. Uruguay 0, España 0. It's Group H that is gripping our attention at the moment. Here is a free kick into the penalty area from Uruguay. He's come a long way off his line there, Simon. He's claimed the ball, but he's lost his bearings. The shot comes in. It's knocked up in the air by Pedri. and then headed away by Laporte. Quickly cleared away. Yamal was nearly away there. He had to win that header. Sanabria, well, everything he's done tonight, Sanabria, has revolved keeping Lamine Yamal in his pocket, and he certainly had him in his pocket there. He's been really good so far. Sanabria, number 25 in the left-back position. A real Salt Lake City player. He's here in the Americas, in the USA, for real Salt Lake City. He's kept the Barcelona man very quiet. Uruguay 0, Spain 0. Nearly 33 minutes gone. Spain trying to get the cross in. It's a decent looking ball in from Alex Baena, and it bounced beyond the toes of Mikel Oyarzabal and into the arms of the goalkeeper. 0-0 in both games in this group at the moment. So both, as things stand, are going through first and second. It means that Uruguay would play Argentina, but if Cape Verde were to score, it would be a whole different game. Remember, Saudi Arabia have got a point against Uruguay, which is a costly slip-up from Uruguay, I would imagine, in the grand scheme of this group. Saudi Arabia were to win today, but put them on 4 points. So a defeat for Uruguay would mean Saudis would go through. So it's a very open group. This is Lamau trying to spin his way through, but he tried a pirouette. But he tried to do it with 5 players around him. If it comes off, it'll be one of those for the show reel for the entire tournament, but it didn't come off. Cucurella, Boyana. This is Rodri, composed, assured, gives it to Pedri. He's the creator. He's the one that's trying to weave the magic from this Spanish midfield. And there's no doubt that they are a strong side, one of the favourites, Spain. And look what they've got on the bench today. And, you know, likes of Zubamendi, Fabian Ruiz, Nico Williams, Borja Iglesias, Ferran Torres, Victor Muniz, Dani Olmo, Jeremy Pino as well, Gavi, Ronaldo. There's a lot of players there that you think, well, you know what, they can really change things up here if it's a bit stale. And it has been a bit stale from Spain so far. They've been the better side just, but there really isn't much in it. More possession. If anything, you'd say the bigger questions have been asked from the Uruguayans. Still wrapped up at 0-0 this one. Not a single shot to tell you about so far. Not of any note anyway. Uruguay enjoying a bit of possession themselves at the back with Sanabria. Back into Caceres. This is Ugarte. Comfortable with the ball at his feet. Slides it out wide to Araujo. Araujo beats one. He beats two. He cuts inside. He gives it to Bentancur. He wraps one towards goal. It was always rising and it went over the crossbar without any need of intervention from Unai Simon in the Spanish goal. But that's the closest we've come so far. And it was a rasp up from Bentancur. Just started to rise late on. It wasn't far away. This ball is noted for travelling and floating. It is on the light side. It needs to be a super strike to keep the ball down. Not far over the crossbar from Bentancur. Long clearance by Simon. Flicked on by Baena. The flick takes it into his territory on the left-hand side. There's no one there. Out for a throw-in. Marcelo Bielsa sitting on his ice box. His legs crossed. Shouting out the orders. Quite a few stories that he's not a particularly popular figure amongst the Uruguayan players. I don't think the players particularly enjoy playing for him. Got a chance tonight to potentially set up a mouth-watering fixture in the round of 32 with Argentina. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? What about Argentina against Spain? If Uruguay win tonight, it could be Argentina against Spain. Spain could yet finish third in the group, and that would deliver a very tough-looking fixture in the round of 32. 48-team tournament that will soon be reduced to 32. Wave goodbye to the first 16. These two will feel they've got enough, they've done enough to get there. Both games stay the same, they will be there. Here comes Spain. Moreno. This is Pedri. Poor pass from Pedri. Picked off in the midfield by Federico Valverde. It's going to be a throw into Uruguay on this near side. 38 minutes gone. Uruguay 0, Spain 0. Half-time fast approaching us. Throwing down the line from Varela. Spain win it back. It's a nice touch as well by Pedri. Out towards the right back, Marcos Llorente. Llorente to Gabassi. Rodri hits the feet of Olazabal. Rodri again, Olazabal. Solid tackle coming in by Ugarte. It's returned all the way down the middle, back home to Unai Simon. And he didn't leave anything unturned there, Manny Ugarte. Spain adamant it should have been a free kick as Mikel Oyarzabal has been left on the ground. Well, he got the forearm of the challenging Manny Ugarte in his ribcage as he went crashing through. Certainly Rodri was complaining at the referee. Ugarte of Manchester United, solid. And the challenge. It's Manchester United at the moment. Whether he stays a Manchester United player for next season is in itself a topic of conversation. Not a regular by any means. Uruguay 0, Spain 0. Just 5.5 minutes to go to half-time. That hit by Bentancur is as close as we've come. In fact, it's the only chance this game has produced so far. Spain have been largely very disappointing. Their performance against Cape Verde was one of frustration. They made light work of Saudi Arabia. And they're finding it very difficult to create much here against the Uruguayans. So Spain working their way out from the back with Aymeric Laporte. Back to Simon, the goalkeeper. Takes a touch, lifts it over the halfway line. It's a flick on by Moreno on the far side. Playing in that attacking midfield position. This is Pedri. A little pirouette, managing to find Moreno, plays it out wide. It was a bit on the strong side, the pass to Yamal. He managed to keep it in control. Now back to Pedri. Pedri looking for Yamal. Then he cuts the other way. Then eventually goes back again to Yamal. Yamal cutting inside, trying to get past Sanabria. And again, Sanabria is strong in the tackle, but here comes the cross from Llorente. It's a shot on the turn, and the goalkeeper has spelt it, and it's gone in. And Spain lead with their first shot of the game. And it comes from Alex Baena. And from Rodri as well in there. It was part of the act. But the goalkeeper has not rolled himself in confidence there, as he, Nando Muslera. The hit was a solid one. And Alex Baena was able to profit with a shot that really should have been kept out. Baena scores, but this is a goal that is all about the mistake from the goalkeeper. And it leaves Uruguay staring down the barrel of World Cup elimination. It's a goal they can't afford to be giving away. He takes it down, he hits it from just behind the penalty spot on the turn. It's got a bit of pace to it. The goalkeeper's gone and went to push it, and it's just got a bit more bounce than he expected, and it slipped through his fingers and popped up and into the corner of the net. And Spain lead, but that is a goalkeeping catastrophe. And Uruguay, whose game plan has been pretty solid so far, find themselves behind. Well, World Cup survival is very much in the balance. And they scored that goal, Spain, whilst down to 10 men, because Yazabal, just seeing the pictures here, was celebrating alongside the fourth official, waiting to come back on again. Who needs a Yazabal up front when you've got Alex Baena tucking in and wrapping the ball home? But that really is a catastrophe for Nando Muslera, the goalkeeper. He has really made a rick there. Muslera, the Estudiantes goalkeeper. Stretcher is out on the pitch at the moment for one of the Uruguayan players. Not sure what the severity of the challenge was. It was a collision between two of their own players. It was Rodrigo Bentancur, was it? Yeah, Bentancur has gone in, and it wasn't actually Bentancur. I think he was just a bystander. It was Ugarte. So Uruguay, having conceded a soft goal, with the first shot of the game from Spain coming just before half-time, just when they needed it most. And here it looks as if they are going to be reduced to 10 men for a moment, because this player is being taken off. I couldn't quite see who it is. It was either Manny Ugarte or Mateus Oliveira. Don't think he's going to be able to carry on. In fact, they are preparing a substitute. And it is Ugarte that goes off, the holding midfielder. He goes straight off on a stretcher, and De La Cruz of Flamengo, Nicolas De La Cruz, comes on, another Brazilian placed player. He's got plenty of international experience behind him. He's more of an attacking midfielder, and they do need to take a chance or two here now. Uruguay, even a point today doesn't necessarily guarantee them the top two spot. It does depend on the other result in the other game. Spain leading here by a goal to nil. As things stand, Cape Verde would go through in second place. That would be quite some story, wouldn't it? Uruguay would be third. They've only got 2 points, and that's not going to be enough. They will be out of the competition. They need an absolute minimum of 3 points. That might be good news for Scotland, by the way. Anyone that is playing on Scotland staying in the competition. So the Manchester United man, Manny Ugarte, clattered into by Mateus Oliveira, didn't get up, and he's off on a stretcher. That doesn't look good. Uruguay looking for a quick response down the left-hand side. Nodded on by Araujo. Can't find Bentancur's run. It's cleared away. Spain have not been particularly great in this first half, but lead thanks to a gift of a goal, really. Mistake by Muslera, the goalkeeper, to let in the shot from Alex Baena. There will be 8 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this half. Not quite sure where they've come from. We've got the 3 minutes, obviously, for the hydration break. I can't really recall there being too many stoppages. I'm very surprised at the 8 minutes that have been added on. We've played a minute and a half of those. Down goes Pedri, free kick given. He's fouled by Gus Carnabayo. Pedri's back on his feet. Free kick, says the referee from the USA, Ismail Alfat. Rodri. It's inside for Spain, into the centre circle. Wide to Lorente. Spain leading 1-0. Vienna with the only shot on target in this game. In fact, the only shot in this game, apart from the one a few minutes earlier from Bentancur, whistled over the crossbar at the other end. Uruguay trying to react. Early ball into the box. It wasn't a bad ball in either from Sanabria. Cleared away by Spain and by Lorente. Here is Lorente again. Takes the pass off of Rodri. Takes a touch. Chips it down the line. Came awkwardly off of Valverde and out for a throw-in. So throw into Spain. Nearly 3 of the 8 minutes added on of elapsed. I'm still scratching my head as to how we have 8 minutes of stoppage time. So yeah, as things stand, Uruguay are going out. They're not one of the best placed third place sides, so they would be going home. Defeat would not be good enough. Whatever happens in the other game, one of those two teams will overtake Uruguay. They need a result. Now trailing here by a goal to nil. Here comes Spain looking for a second into the penalty area. That's about making a nuisance of himself, but Solivera sees it behind just for a goal kick. We're halfway through 8 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Uruguay 0, Spain 0 here in Guadalajara, Mexico. Goal coming from Alex Baena after a rick from Muslera, the goalkeeper for Uruguay. It's his goal kick towards Nunez rather. Taking a tumble as he tries to get forward there. Nicolas de la Cruz wants a free kick. Looks to the referee. Looks like he's been awarded it. Now here come Uruguay again. De la Cruz looking lively. Coming back inside. It's been brought down. And that's going to be a free kick though to Spain. De la Cruz was brought down. No foul was given. And then Pedri was brought down moments later. That foul was given. So half time just around the corner. It's at the back for Spain with Kubasi. Out by the corner flag, rolls it down the line. Wasn't a particularly good ball by Kubasi. It's gone straight out for a Uruguayan throw. Spain leading, and it must be so deflating for Uruguay to concede such a cheap goal. They are looking like they could go out here. And a draw, with the other game being drawn, would be enough to see them second. That's the only way they're going to go through, Uruguay, is win or draw, and Cape Verde draw with Saudi Arabia. That is basically what they are aiming at. Can they find a way back into this game? The ball launched into the penalty area. It's flicked away by Laporte. Win that in the air from Aymeric Laporte. It's going to be a throw-in on the right-hand side. Coming forward to take it is Guillermo Varela. Plays it quickly into the feet of Bentancur. Bentancur holds it up, goes down, wants a free kick. Nothing given by the referees. Spain look to clear their lines. Spain leading 1-0. Goal coming just before half-time from Baena. We are just approaching half-time at the moment. We've Played just coming up to 7 of the 8 minutes. Here come Uruguay. It was a poor first touch that from Valverde. Bentancur, a little step over from Valverde into the penalty area. And there was Nunez. Tried to divert it towards goal and flying through the air to make a very fundamental and basic save was Simon. It didn't really matter in the end because Nunez was clearly offside. And it wouldn't have counted had he got it first and played it in. Spain conjure something up in the final 10 seconds of this half. It's a good turn. Alarzabalk, he's going to hit one. Well, the goalkeeper has already made one mistake. He didn't need to make a mistake there. That was always flying wide. And that is the last of the action in the first half. So Uruguay 0, Spain 1. Alex Baena with a goal just before half-time. A hit that trickled over the goalkeeper, Nando Muslera. Bad error from the goalkeeper to give Spain the lead, and with it, top spot as things stand in Group H. Half-time, Uruguay 0, Spain 1. Second half is coming right up, right after this short break.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
For the second half here at half-time in Group H. You're listening to audio commentary, studio-based. And well, at half-time, Spain leading 1-0. A catastrophe, really, for the Uruguayan goalkeeper. The goal. And, Uruguay have got underway in the second half, and they've won themselves an early free kick. They've won it in Spanish territory, and they've won it deep in Spanish territory, and it's going to be a yellow card for the goal scorer. Alex Baena. A little nudge in the back of Gus Carnabayo. First yellow card of the game to the only goal scorer. Baena. But as things stand, an equalising goal would keep Uruguay in the competition, put them through to the round of 32. Receiving the yellow. It's first in the competition. It's whipped in. It's a really dangerous ball, and it seemed to inadvertently come off of Aymeric Laporte and spins away to this near side for a throw. Neither side have made any changes at half-time. Spain under the harsh early doors in this second half. That early mistake by the goalkeeper. Absolutely pivotal. As the ball has been played into the penalty area, and Simon has come out and made the change. They've made 2 substitutions so far. The Uruguayans. And they have actually made the change in goal at half-time. They have brought on Sergio Rochette. Rochette comes on for the unfortunate goalkeeper who made the rick for the goal. Fernando Muslera, his 137th cap today for his country, and that could well be his last. Brought out of retirement by Marcelo Bielsa, and he's made a couple of mistakes in this tournament, 3 in fact, 1 in each game. Could well be costing Uruguay a place in the next round of the competition. So they've changed their goalkeeper. Sergio Rochette is on. I'll run through the two teams for you in a second. Let's just see if Spain can get themselves forward with this long ball towards Olazabal. The answer is no. So Spain, first of all, Unai Simon in goal. They're in all white today, by the way. Back four of Llorente, Kubasi, Laporte and Cucurella. In midfield, Moreno, Pedri and Rodri. And then Baena and Yamal offering width to Oyarzabal. Uruguay back with their substitute goalkeeper, Sergio Rochette. He is now out warming up vigorously, but I didn't for 1 minute think he was going to be coming on at half-time, and he is on. As the ball is turned back by Kubasi to his goalkeeper, Unai Simon. Uruguay then with those changes, Nicolas de la Cruz coming on for Ugarte, who was stretchered off in the first half. Don't know the extent of that injury yet, but it seemed to be caught awkwardly by his own teammate, Matheus Oliveira. Coming inside is Baena. Baena looking to roll it forward. Can't find a way through, though. It's Bentancur. Finding the feet of Valverde. Valverde, that's a good ball out wide. Now Carnabayo. Carnabayo on the right-hand side for Uruguay. Can he get the cross in? Up against Cucurella. Has to come backwards. Finds Varela. Varela on the outside. Carnabayo again. Then it's De La Cruz. Stomped away in the nick of time by Llorente. Now Yamal. I don't think they've really got going at all here, Spain, in this game. Look very flat, very predictable. They lead by a goal to nil, but it was a horrendous mistake, really, by Sanabria, by goalkeeper Muslera. Here we are on the left-hand side. We'll run through the team for you in a second for Uruguay. Let's see if they can get the shot away with Araujo, and that's a ball out wide, but it's too much pace on it for Gus Carnabayo from De La Cruz. So Uruguay, Sergio Rochette in goal. Back four of Varela, Caceres, Oliveira and Sanabria. The holding midfield players, Bentancur, Valverde. Just in front of them, Nicolas de la Cruz, Maxi Araujo down the left, Gus Carnabayo down the right, and Darwin Nunez down the middle. So Spain in possession at the back with Marcos Llorente. Hands it down the line to Limao. It's a ball inside which Rodri just checks inside to Pedri. Pedri pirouettes to the left-hand side. It's the feet of Cucurella. Cucurella dancing forward, those flowing locks. Gets out wide to the goal scorer, Baena. He's gone down here as Pedri, holding his ankle. Free kick has been given. He was caught by Carnabayo, who's a competitive player, and run his studs over the top of the boot of Pedri. Painful one, that. That's going to hurt. Carnabayo has just been given up and categorised. Final warning by the referee from the USA. Here today is Ismail Elfat. Spain go again. Kubasi. Llorente. Kubasi again, all the way back to his goalkeeper. Unai Simon. Haven't seen much of Lamine Yamal. He's been kept very quiet so far by Juan Sanabria, who's had a good game in the left-back position, but that goal that they've conceded, Uruguay, is so costly. There's Llorente around the corner. Yamal, he's been brought down from behind. That's got to be a foul, and that's a yellow card. I think the yellow card came out before the referee got to blow his whistle. And he's not happy with the challenge from Juan Sanabria. Well, he's had Lamine Yamal in his pocket so far in this game in the opening 53.5 minutes. Almost he got the better of Yamal there. He went over the top of his boot with his studs, and that was pretty painful. So free kick to the Uruguayans on this near side. It's Spain 1, Uruguay 0. Confirmation of Sanabria picking up the yellow card. So free kick played out wide. This is Lorente for. It's going to be a free kick again. In fact, he's gone out for a throw-in this time on the near side. Just looking to get things going here. The Spanish, Lamau, taking it back into Rodri. Rodri just holding things up, waiting for the pass here. Still looking to get things going. The Spanish back in again to Kubasi. Kubasi's held the ball up relatively well. Need to float the ball in here, Lamau, but he's just not getting the better of Sanabria. Maybe Sanabria on a yellow card might just make things a little bit more interesting. There's the Spanish bench looking to warm up some of their players. Just seen that shot there from just over the top of the crossbar, and there is a change in the offing here for so Bentancur might be coming off. Uruguay 1. Uruguay 0, Spain 1. Bayana with the goal on 42 minutes. He's the only player that's got a yellow card as well. And they've made that change. They've brought on Federico Viñas. He replaces Valverde. He's had a relatively quiet game, disappointing game. They need a little bit of flair from the players like Valverde, and he's not really produced it today. Spain in the ascendancy over on the far side of the pitch. Spain leading by a goal to nil. A goal from Bayana. Still a long time to go here for the Uruguayans. They can still go through with a draw today. It's providing Cape Verde don't go and get an opening goal in the game that they are playing against Saudi Arabia, which is still all square at 0-0. Spain are going to top the group with some to spare, despite being held by Cape Verde in the opening game of the tournament. Spain, this game is about 40 seconds behind the other game. So, still a long way to go. Still 0-0 in the other games I mentioned. Spain in possession. It's a nice touch from Rodri. He goes down. It's a painful one. Challenge coming in from Bentancur. It escaped to yellow. Moreno caught by Bentancur. Bit of Arsenal against Tottenham there. So a change for Spain. Pedri comes off. Leira is shown a yellow confirmation of that. Pedri off, Moreno off as well. They're changing things in midfield. Ruiz is on of Paris Saint-Germain, and Olmo is also on. Dani Olmo of Barcelona. Trying to refresh things in that midfield. They've been very disappointing, but that's a disappointing ball. Here come Uruguay. De La Cruz pulls it back into the flight path of the on-rushing man from the midfield. And he's just overhit the first touch. It was a difficult one for Nunez, but it ran away from him. Uruguay 0, Spain 1. We've played an hour. It's a little bit of a kick at the backside this game. It's not been a great one so far. Still 0-0 in the other game, which means if Uruguay were to equalise, they would go through, providing that game ended as a draw. But if Spain can see this one through, then Cape Verde would finish second. That would be quite some story, won't it? It was already a story with them going into this competition in the first place, reaching the finals. Spain trying to get forward, but that won't reach Yamal. It won't reach Yazabal either. The group matches in the competition coming to an end this weekend. The round of 32 is starting to shape up. The winners of this group will head off to Los Angeles. It's likely to be Spain, where they will be playing on Thursday against the Group J runners-up, which will be either Austria or Algeria, who play this weekend. Winners of that will finish second, and they will qualify to play the Spanish. Spain against Austria, maybe? Could be a good one. Here come the Spanish. Olmo quickly picking the ball up, driving into the penalty area. He's been brought down. Referee had a good look, but didn't see enough there himself. VAR might re-review that. Almost stands up with a big smile on his face as if to say, I can't believe I haven't got a penalty. And now the referee allowing the game to go on. He's burst into the penalty area. He's got away from Bentancur. He's turned inside. There was a little bit of a touch there, perhaps from the challenge of Oliveira, but that was outside the penalty area, so it's not going to be a penalty. At the very least, it would have been a free kick, but the referee's not going to go to VAR for a free kick outside the penalty area. That won't happen. Good win by Cucurella. He stays down. Olmo's been very industrious since coming on. Baena gets it wide. Yamal. Good ball from Yamal. It's Olmo. He completely mishit that. He should have scored. He was around about the penalty spot mark, and he's just completely scuffed that shot into the ground, and it's looped wide, and really he has to be hitting the target. Uruguay 0, Spain 1. That was a dreadful hit from the substitute Olmo, and wide for a goal kick. On this near side, and it's going to be a throw-in for Llorente. Llorente back to his goalkeeper Simon. It's a goalkeeping error that has handed Spain the lead in this game. A substitution at half-time has seen Sergio Roche come on. Attempts at goal in this game. 5 for Spain, 3 for Uruguay. 1 shot on target, that was the goal. And we've played 63.5 minutes. It's been that sort of game, hasn't it? Arroyo hasn't really got firing, whips it into the near post. Attacking it from deep was Veñas, the substitute. Ended up coming off of him last, and that's going to be a goal kick off of the Spanish-based player. He plays in Spain for Oviedo. Well, he's only just come on, literally, for Valverde. His first touch was almost to divert an equaliser. Here comes Spain. All deflected off of Azabal, and that Azabal and comes off the Spanish striker, straight to Rochat, the goalkeeper. Now it's out wide to Maxi Araujo, looking for an equaliser here. The cross is looped in. Without any real conviction, unfortunately, for Mateus Oliveira, who's made a run up from the back. They've got to start making gambles like that now. Over Uruguay, trailing here by a goal to nil. Spain looking like they're going through to the round of 32. Perhaps Austria, perhaps Algeria. A game you would expect the Spanish to win. I just think if something like Austria turns up, that might be a tough one for Spain. They'll need to be playing better than they have tonight. They lead 1-0. It's a goalkeeping howler that has taken the 0-0 out of this game, which is what it feels like. It's been one of those. The referee stopped the game here. I'm not quite sure why he stopped it. He seems to have run out of patience from Spain, who are taking their time with this substitution. Goal scorer Alex Baena, who's also on a yellow card. He comes off, and he's going to be replaced by former Manchester United player Facundo Palestri. So Pino is on. $45,000 inside this stadium, which is one of the smallest in the competition this tournament here in Guadalajara. Not too many empty seats as Pino comes on. This is Pino. Jeremy Pino is, you probably know him better, Crystal Palace player. Comes on. It's a nice turn that from Darwin Nunez. Gets it out wide, whipped in by Araujo, too deep. And it whips away to the far side, out for a throw-in. Just not really got going in that attacking third. Darwin Nunez and Uruguay. They've looked lively since the introduction of Dani Olmo, as the hydration break is called midway through this second half. Spain still leading by a goal to nil. Well, it's all about the business end of the group stages of the competition, and Spain, who dropped points in their opening game against Cape Verde, a game that they were expected to win and win handsomely. Well, they are on the verge of qualifying without conceding a single goal. So the two teams coming across for their hydration break here in Guadalajara, where the sun has sunk and night time is fast descending on us as the evening cools down in Mexico. Darwin Nunez is being spoken to by Marcelo Bielsa, who is being very animated in the message that he's trying to get across. As things stand, Spain go through 7 points, Cape Verde on 3 points will finish second with a 0 goal difference. Uruguay would go out on 2 points, but they wouldn't finish bottom because Saudi Arabia are a worse goal difference of -4. So it's going to be Saudi Arabia going out. However, if Saudi Arabia were to take the lead in that game, then they would leapfrog into second place. That could be a shock for the system, couldn't it? And the hydration break is coming to a halt. And I have to say, I've seen some good games and some bad games at this tournament, and this one has got to be one of the most disappointing ones. It's a full moon in Guadalajara. Well, be sure to watch the Group H match here that we're covering. Spain against Uruguay. Local, regional, national television broadcasters will be showing this game wherever you are around the world. You are listening to studio-based off-tube commentary from Group H and Spain against Uruguay, which Spain lead 1-0, and Uruguay are making a change. Sanabria, who's had Yamal in his pocket for a large chunk of this game, but he's got a yellow card now. He comes off, and they're going to bring on a left-sided winger in Brian Rodriguez, who plays in Mexico, here in Mexico for America. Brian Rodriguez. So Brian Rodriguez is on. Rodriguez Bravo. So still just the one goal in it. A goal for Uruguay, and providing the scoreline stays the same in the other game, then they would be happily qualifying in second place. They would play Argentina. As things stand, it's Cape Verde that will play Argentina. Mismatch for many, but a delightfully romantic tie in the round of 32. Here come Uruguay looking for that equalising goal that could make all the difference. They've got to start throwing caution to the wind now. Still Uruguay trying to pin back Spain. Yamal glides past 1 and 2, comes inside, finds a bit of room now through the midfield with Fabian Ruiz of Paris Saint-Germain. He's got acres of space here, Ruiz, and he's reversed the ball out wide to Yamal again. Lamine Yamal cuts inside, then cuts outside, then pulls it back, and it's off of the defender Oliveira and cleared away by Rodriguez. Not cleared properly. Olmo gets it back out wide again. This time it's picked up by Pino. Goes back to Rodriguez. Not to Rodriguez, sorry, to Rodri. Rodri again. Slips as he plays it out wide to Cucurella. Well, it's not been great from Spain tonight, but they are leading. And the goal was a howler from the goalkeeper, who has been substituted. Sergio Rochette is on. On the third placed ranking sides in the competition, the best 8 will go through, and that would not include whoever finishes third in this group. That could change. That's poor from Spain. Llorente lost it, but he's done well to win it back again. Neat turn by Olmo. Little pirouette there. Beautiful piece of play by the Barcelona man. Olmo tries to play it through the middle. Different wavelength to that of Mikel Oyarzabal. 73 minutes gone, 17 to go. Spain still leading by 1-0. It really hasn't been a great game at all. Spain have been very flat, very lacklustre. Not the Spain that we've all grown to know and well, for some people love, some people hate, but they've been a masterclass, haven't they, over the past couple of decades, by and large. Champions of Europe, but it's been a bit of flat progression from them. Fabian Ruiz, he's made a difference with Almo since coming on. They should be playing, those two in the midfield for me. I know you've got Rodri in there as the holder. I think that's your midfield really for me. There is Ruiz, thought about the shot. Instead he plays it straight backwards to an opponent in Rodriguez. Rodri crunches in with a challenge, and it's going to be a goal kick to Uruguay, who with 16 minutes to go, got to start throwing caution to the wind now. They really have to start gambling. It's a great turn from Almo just a few minutes ago. Pirouetted once and then the second time to beat two Uruguayans. Bentancur still on the pitch. His number was up a minute ago, but he never came off. They changed it. They got it wrong. Foul on De La Cruz. Free kick taken. Bentancur gets it wide. This is Rodriguez. Taken off of him though by Llorente. Whilst they are chucking bodies forward, they are left exposed at the back here. Uruguay. Llorente wants a free kick. Whilst the game is still going on, he's still got the ball at his feet. Just play on. Rodri. Towards the halfway line, just turned back out wide again by Fabian Ruiz. Spain a little laboured. There's no zip and zest about their play tonight. It's been a bit stop-start, to say the least. There's been a little between the two sides. That one error from the goalkeeper, Muslera, has left Uruguay staring elimination in the face, full on. But a goal could make a change, could make a difference. We're going to see a change here. And we're going to see Nico Williams come on. We're going to see Lamine Yamal come off. He's still on his way back from a hamstring injury. He's not being overexerted. Olazabal goes off and Ferran Torres comes on. So Spain using up a couple more of their substitutions. They've already brought on Ruiz, Olmo and Pino, so that's the 5 changes all made. Still 14 minutes to go, they can't use any more. And it's a foul on Laporte. Got caught very late there by Viñas. You know what, looking at it a second time, I don't think there was an awful lot wrong with the challenge. No wonder he remonstrated with the referee. Federico Viñas escaped a yellow card, but he still wasn't happy with the decision from the referee. One ball down the middle towards Williams, Iñaki Williams. Torres coming on up top will give them a different perspective. Ferran Torres will play straight down the middle. Nico Williams goes down the right-hand side. He can play left or right. As for Bilbao, of course, Athletic Club Bilbao. A very disappointing season last season. Surprised he's still there, to be honest. He's been linked with big moves away. Never happened for him. To the core with Bilbao. Up in the air from Ferran Torres. Olmo lays it off to Rodri. He's got a spring in his step now. Sends it out wide to Cucurella. Slightly behind Cucurella, but plays it down the line. And here is Williams. He's gone over to the left-hand side now. He's been brought down, but it was a fair challenge by Varela. And he's on a yellow card and needs to be careful. De La Cruz cuts it back inside. Now what can Rodriguez do? Rodriguez finding De La Cruz again, but the flag is rather annoyingly raised over on the far side by the USA assistant referee, 'Carl' 'Atkins. 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 ' Offside flag quickly up against Gus Carnabayo. Frustration is growing, etched on the face of Marcelo Bielsa. That's a threaded ball from De La Cruz. It was a good ball as well. Darwin Núñez was racing after it right to the edge of his box. Unai Simon to deal with it, and he read it very well. Cucurella in the left-back position for Spain. They've got a little over 11 minutes to hold on to what they've got. They will top the group with plenty to spare. They haven't conceded in this World Cup so far. Yes, they haven't been brilliant. But listen, scored 5, conceded none. That's enough to get them out of this group. They have to step it up after the group stages are over. There's no doubt about that. Well, for Uruguay, they will be going home. Short trip back to South America beckons. That's unless they can score. They have to score. It's a stick or twist game in here for Bielsa because it's so easy to throw bodies forward and then get exposed by the Spaniards. Gus Carnabayo on the right-hand side. Cuts it back to De La Cruz. I think it's done quite well since coming on. Came on just before half-time. Carnabayo whips it in. Had to watch it carefully there, Unai Simon, as it sailed just over his crossbar from wide on the right-hand side. The cross come shot from Gus Carnabayo. It's gone straight behind for a goal kick. We're into the last 10 minutes in Spain. Still haven't conceded in this group, and if they manage to keep that 3rd consecutive clean sheet, then they will sail through. But it doesn't come without its questions. They haven't been the same Spain that were crowned champions of Europe 2 years ago. There is no doubt that they are going to need to up the ante, whoever they play in the round of 32. Likely to be Austria or Algeria at this moment in time, who play tomorrow. The winners of that game will play Spain. That's in Los Angeles. Uruguay could play Argentina, but they've got to score to come second. Otherwise, it would be Cape Verde will play Argentina. Bulldoze their way forward here at the moment on the left-hand side with Max Araujo. He's lost out and then won it again. This is a good run from Rodriguez. Rodriguez holds it up. It's whipped back in again, and he nearly got caught at the near post there. It was a shot by Matisse Oliveira, who likes to get forward from the back, and he's tried to lift it in. I think he's completely mishit it and ended up what should have been a shot ends up coming in as a shot at the should have been a cross, ends up coming in as a shot at the near post, nearly crept into the top corner. It needed a change of direction for the goalkeeper to palm it behind for a corner. Williams gets the corner clear at first knock-ins, but Uruguay have a chance to get it back again. Maxi Araujo gets it wide. This is Rodriguez. That's a great ball in. It's just a little too high. Not only just too high for Matias Oliveira. With that goalkeeping wreck at half-time, there's the difference between the sides, and it's actually the difference between Uruguay staying in the competition and going home. The legend that is Fernando Muslera with the Rick, and he's not had a great tournament, coming out of retirement, adding another 3 caps to his 130 plus appearances for Uruguay. It's not the comeback he was hoping for. Made a change at half-time. Sergio Roche coming in. Olmo. Wide on this near side is Pino. Pino's come to the right-hand side and Nico Williams has gone over to the left. Pino tends to play more left-sided when he plays his club football in England for Crystal Palace. Cleared away by Simon to Cucurella on the left-hand side. Back inside to Laporte, just bringing the ball casually forward at a slight jog. As infield to Rodri. Now Cucurella rolls it backwards. Aymeric Laporte has to go across and deal with it over by his own corner flag. Wasn't a great ball at all by Cucurella. Well, Spanish fans are just beginning to celebrate the side's passage through. Even a defeat tonight would leave them on 4 points, which would almost certainly take them into the round of 32. Obviously, a less favourable draw would await them. That's if they were to finish fourth, which they third rather in the group. So would do if Uruguay can get 2 late goals here. And Cape Verde with 3 draws out of 3 would finish third and not go through. So Uruguay going out at the moment. Cape Verde going through to play Argentina in one of the romantic ties of the round of 32, but that's not yet been rubber stamped. Here come Uruguay. I've got something to say about that. 1 goal can change it. Held up by Nunez. This is De La Cruz. Hits one, saved by the goalkeeper. That's the difference. They get a shot on target. Only the second one of the game. It's hit by De La Cruz, and the goalkeeper Unai Simon gets down. Makes a similar save to the one that the goalkeeper made a wreck of at the same end in the first half for Uruguay. He's behind it all the way. Gets down, claws it out of the air, and quickly up to pounce on the rebound. It was pretty routine, but it was necessary. Pino sent charging to the ground. It was a really heavy challenge by Bentancur, probably worthy of a yellow card, but the referee's played on. Interesting to see if at the end of all this he gives a yellow card to Bentancur. Spain want the game stopped whilst they have a man down, and Pino is up but moving gingerly. Referee's having none of it. He wants the game to continue. 4 minutes to go. Ball up top to Torres, and Torres is away. It's Ferran Torres, and he smashes it against the up top of the crossbar. Off the top of the crossbar and over the bar. Well, Ferran Torres did everything right there. A little interchange. Done to perfection. And then opens up, shapes his body, smashes it against the top of the crossbar. Goalkeeper's a beaten man. He couldn't quite keep it down, Ferran Torres. And that would have been his 25th goal for his country on his 60th appearance, had it gone in. Uruguay 0, Spain 1. 86.5 minutes gone. Spain have got a man down. Pino's gone down again. I don't blame him for going down again, to be honest with you. That, for me, Bentancur's challenge was a pretty forceful one and was worthy of a yellow card. But it wasn't a yellow card in the eyes of the referee. He's gone in with a forceful shoulder into the side of Pino. And that's dangerous, it's painful. And moments later, Ferran Torres racing clear, goalkeeper to beat. It's the top of the crossbar. Not to beat for España on that occasion. Well, only a draw required for Spain to go through, for sure. It's going to take an almighty turnaround for that to not happen. Pino has had his treatment. He's back on. Not so much as a word in the ear of Bentancur from the USA referee. In fact, Pino's coming back off to this near touchline. He came onto pitch too early, Yeremy Pino. I have a degree of sympathy for him because I think that was a poor challenge from Bentancur that went completely unpunished. Uruguayan frustration just starting to eke out. Dance down the near side from Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes in. Brings it all the way back to De La Cruz. De La Cruz has done well since he's come on. He's given him a little bit more bite in that midfield. Back out wide once more to Araujo. Oliveira. Hung in by De La Cruz to the far side. That's a good ball to Carnaballo. Carnaballo pulls it back. This is Varela on that yellow card. Tries to get the cross in. Can't do so. It's cleared away. We're just about to enter the final minute of the 90. Time is starting to run out. There will be, of course, the 3 minutes of added time. Mandatory for the drinks break or the hydration break, whatever they choose to call it. Pino is back on after his treatment. And Spain back up to the full complement of 11. Varela comes inside, just reversing it back to Caceres. Drills it across to the left-hand side. That's a good ball. Rodriguez gets it onto the right. Quick ball in, but it's a very deep one. Controlled on the far side by Carnaballo. Carnaballo with a ball in. It's come to Darwin Núñez. Tries to backheel it. It's only been partially clears. And now, was that a penalty? Well, a Uruguayan player has gone down inside the penalty area, and the Uruguayan players are surrounding the referee. It was Vinash that went down. Was there contact? The referee says no. Of course, VAR will be taking a very close look at this inside the penalty area. It could be a big turning point in the game. They're not very happy, Uruguayans. Núñez rather with the back heel. And it was Olmo that caught him. Vinas. Is there enough in there? Do you know what? Just seeing it from that angle, that's certainly a penalty shout. And I think VAR got to have a look at that and let the referee know that he needs to have a second look. And the real speed of the game, it's easy. Free kick, though, has been given to Spain. And it looks as if VAR are not going to give this one a look at. The VAR must surely take into consideration that that free kick was awarded for an incident after the foul by Olmo on Vinas. 5 minutes of stoppage time. We've played one of those already. Spain edging towards a third successive clean sheet in the group stages. That kind of papers over the cracks of two disappointing performances against Cape Verde and against tonight Uruguay. They haven't been great, Spain. Uruguay very disappointing. Marcelo Bielsa likely to be taking charge of his last game as the Uruguayan coach. There is disquiet on the surface of this Uruguayan squad. They're not that enamoured with their coach. They want someone they can relate to, and I don't think they're relating to Bielsa. And you get the feeling at this moment in time where they need a goal that they're not fighting for the cause of a coach who's got their back. But here they come with Varela. Varela up towards the edge of the penalty area. Can only find Cucurella, who controls it and plays it wide to Williams. Williams away. That's got to be a yellow card because he's been brought down from behind. And a yellow card for De La Cruz, who then gets up and goes face to face with Williams, who is not happy with De La Cruz's challenge. And then Unai Simon, the goalkeeper, has raced from his own penalty area over the halfway line to pull Williams away. And whilst it was actually the sensible thing to do, why does it have to be a goalkeeper racing 60, 70 yards to pull a player away? Surely a player close to him could have just put his arm around and said, just walk away, we're 1-0 up, we're on our way. All right. De La Cruz. Flamengo. A disagreement with the Bilbao winger Nico Williams. We've got a little under 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. It was 8 minutes in the first half, and I don't know where they got that from. This was probably more in this second half, and yet 3 minutes left. Here is Williams. Away by Bentancur, claims it came off of Williams last. The referee was in very close proximity and agreed with him. De La Cruz gets a yellow card for that involvement in the tussle with Williams for the foul. It was a professional foul, really. Ruiz. Just a bit too physical for him there, Viñas. Viñas gets it forward. Oh, that's got to be a red card. Oh, that was, yes, red card. It was an absolute stud shower from Goose Carnabayo, and he gets a straight red card almost immediately, and then he manhandles the referee, so he could be looking at further punishment than the studs that went showing into the Spanish player, who's still down at the moment, Aymeric Laporte. That is so dangerous when a player goes in like that, and that is one of frustration. And he's gone flying in with both feet at one moment off the ground. There's nothing absolutely cynical in the challenge, but there was at one moment a time where he went to take off with both feet, and he's wiped out Aymeric Laporte, and that's a straight red card for Carnabayo. I don't think VAR are going to rescue his situation there. Augustin Carnabayo still arguing on the touchline, and then he manhandled the referee, and now he's wanting to tackle the fourth official on the touchline, and his squad mates, the substitutes, are trying to usher him down the tunnel as quickly as possible. Heads gone moment for Goose Carnabayo. Absolutely ridiculous challenge. 1-0 down, you're still in with a chance. You've got to give it your all. He's asking for VAR to have a look at that, but at the end of the day, he started to take off with 2 feet, and in the end, he did have 1 foot on the ground, which controlled him a little bit, and that might just be enough. Cape Verde 0, Saudi Arabia 0 is a result. Cape Verde are watching the game back in the other game in Houston, then watching it on a phone. If Spain can get this over the line, it will be Cape Verde against Argentina. We've played the 5 minutes, and Uruguay are on the brink of going out of the World Cup here. Saudi Arabia are out. Uruguay are just about to book their plane tickets back to South America. Bentancur's ball out wide was a disappointing one. Marcelo Bielsa will be a man under close scrutiny. Will this be his last game in charge of Uruguay? I wouldn't be surprised if it is his last game. Spain on the brink of a victory that sees them top the group with 7 points from a possible 9 without conceding a goal. Stats that sound impressive, but at the end of the day, they were far from impressive today. It took a rick from the goalkeeper to allow them to win the game by 1-0. It was not a great spectacle, and in the end, Spain winning by the slenderest of margins. 1-0 victory for them, and Cape Verde finished second in the group, go through, and they will play Messi and co in the round of 32. Saudi Arabia are out, Uruguay are out, Spain are the winners of Group H. But the big story, Cape Verde finish second. Well done to Cape Verde. Great to see that. Great story. And this competition needs great stories like that. Good luck to them against Argentina. Well, Spain will play almost certainly Austria or Algeria. They play tomorrow for the right to face the Spaniards. So they're through successfully. But they're going to have to play a lot better than this if they are to continue their progress deeper into the competition. And they've done enough tonight. They've done enough in this group. But they are going to have to, as I say, improve. Spain 1, Uruguay 0, and Uruguay are out. Thank you for your company this evening. Have a good night.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.